Okay, there was the whole debacle about FTX. Not your keys, not your crypto. The danger of centralized exchanges. And there's increasing authoritarianism and surveillance all over the world, especially in former Western liberal democracies, former liberal Western democracies. Well, in this video, we're going to be getting an update on what's happening with a project that will support you in securing your financial freedom, plus a very, very exciting development with regards to decentralization.
NordVPN is becoming more than just a VPN. Threat protection will guard your device against malicious websites, malware, trackers, and intrusive ads, even if you're not connected to a VPN server at the time. Step up your cybersecurity.
Hey, Draeth, thank you so much for making yourself available.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You are so welcome, and you are the captain of the Good Ship Pirate Chain. I am a first mate on the Good Ship Pirate Chain, and Pirate is the most secure, most anonymous cryptocurrency going, and we're going to be doing an update on Pirate Chain. Now, before we get into that, please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, join my official Telegram announcements channel, and I don't know if this is going to go on YouTube. If it does go on YouTube, I don't know if it's going to stay on YouTube. In which case, you should really follow me on bit.ly/CryptoRichOdyssey. I post all my videos there, and I'll have the links in the description below, including links to pirate.black, which is the website, and links to Pirate's Telegram and Discord group, plus some really, really exciting news about what's happening with Pirate Chain. Okay, Draeth, it has been a while since you and I spoke, and I think it's useful if you very quickly give an overview of why Pirate Chain is the most private and secure cryptocurrency.
Yeah, so Pirate Chain is the most anonymous and secure because we utilize ZK Snarks as our privacy protocol, which is zero knowledge proofs. And what that means is that essentially you can't see anybody's balances, you can't see anybody's transactions or anything like that unless they give you permission to do so via view keys and things like that. Now, the way I like to equate it is it's like having $1 in your pocket, and if you want to give it to somebody, it just disappears and reappears in their pocket. Only you and that person knows what happens, and everybody else in the room has no clue who transacted and how much or anything like that. They just know something happened, and that's it. Now, it's the most secure because basically we utilize delayed proof of work, which notarizes our transactions onto Komodo's blockchain, and their transactions are notarized onto Litecoin's blockchain. So in order to 51% attack us, you have to 51% attack us, Komodo, and Litecoin simultaneously.
It ain't worth it.
No.
It ain't worth it. If you got the computing power for Litecoin, just go ahead and do a double spend on that. Good luck.
Exactly.
Okay, and essentially what it means, put simply, is there's no data on the blockchain for anybody to analyze, apart from when the coin is first mined, and that's for auditing purposes, so that we know that the miners aren't printing extra coins for themselves. But you don't know which wallet it goes into, like you said, you don't even know from whose pocket it went, actually. You know, you can't even tell that, right? You don't know which wallet went from to whichever wallet and when and how much, and that you can't do a double spend attack and attack the chain, so which makes it incredibly secure. And it's voluntary run, so there's no ICO, no pre-mine, there's no company behind it. It's run by people who are passionate about privacy and possibly passionate about being pirates as well. Okay, so what's been happening since you visited my channel a few months ago?
Yeah, so essentially we've been working on the Ethereum version of ARRR. So as everyone knows, we have ARRR on Binance Smart Chain, which allows users to enter and exit from Binance Smart Chain privately. So, for example, if you bought ARRR on Binance Smart Chain, you can then, unwrap it to regular R and then nobody knows where it went.
Right.
And you can rewrap it if you wanted to go back onto Binance Smart Chain if you go into a different wallet, and there's no linkage between those two wallets at that point.
Yep.
We're doing an Ethereum version of that on Balancer, and that should be available next week.
Yeah, and we're recording this on the 2nd of December, and so it may already be out available on Balancer as an ERC20 wrapped token by the time this video goes out. And the other thing that you can do with Balancer and also with PancakeSwap is you can put your wrapped R into a liquidity pool and get a share of the fees.
Correct. So any transaction with wrapped R that occurs on each network, there's I believe, 2.5% fee. And a portion of that goes to the liquidity stakers. So you can provide liquidity and stake it. And then from that point, every single transaction that occurs, whether it's somebody sending war from one person to another or somebody buying or selling, a portion of those fees go to those liquidity stakers.
Yep.
So you can actually provide liquidity, which helps out Pirate Chain in general, and then you get rewarded for doers.
Yep. And some of those rewards will be in R. So it's a way in wrapped R. So it's a way of accruing more R.
Yeah, and all wrapped R is 1-to-1 with R. So any more that's distributed onto Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum has come from Pirate Chain, the main chain. So it's all 1-to-1.
Great. Very cool. Okay, so that's that. And then what else is happening with Pirate Chain?
Yeah, so we're still going through the website rebrand. It's made a lot of progress over the past several months, thanks to Scott and Cosius and a bunch of others, including Benny and them, that have been, diligently going through and pretty much going through point to basically optimize it, make it look as great as possible, reword everything, and so forth. So we have that still in the works. There's a lot to do still. However, a lot of ground has been covered so far. So there's some really, really good progress thanks to those people and everyone else that's been involved. So that should be available probably next year at some point.
Right.
So obviously, because it's already December, so there's no way we're finishing it this month, obviously. But next year, I'm hoping to have it rolled out because it's going to look way better on our current site and way easier to access the items that you're looking for. So
fabulous. Okay, and then what that will mean is that the website will look a whole lot sweeter. And the website as it is pirate.black, and it has a list of the exchanges where if you wanted to purchase Pirate Chain, how best you could do that. And I did mention FTX, and I did mention decentralization. Got something very exciting coming up with regards to decentralization of R, but so hold on for that. The other thing that I know that the team have been working on is a hardware wallet.
Yep, the hardware wallet has made some amazing progress. In terms of when it'll be, the first unit will be shipped, I can't give a date on that exactly, but it's getting closer and closer to that date, whenever it is. Mulroy has been making some amazing strides in how it looks and how it runs and just the overall look and feel of it. And I've seen quite a few screenshots, and it just looks absolutely amazing. So I'm super, super amped for that to arrive at my doorstep once it's ready to be shipped.
And mine too, Captain.
Exactly.
And mine too.
Exactly.
And is it going to be just for Pirate Chain, or will it be a multi-currency wallet with Bitcoin and ETH?
For right now, it's just Pirate Chain. It has it's powerful enough to run, pretty much anything else that you can throw at it, because it takes a lot to run Pirate Chain. That's why Pirate Chain is not available on any other hardware wallet that exists currently. So this thing needed to be beefy to be able to handle Pirate Chain's transactions. So it is very possible to have other currencies listed on that hardware wallet. But as a primary focus right now, it's just Pirate Chain.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Anything else?
Yeah, so one of the initiatives that we have going on right now is inviting more people to our Keybase, because Discord has been behind the scenes removing servers and things like that for various reasons. So, and the attempt to ensure that we have, a backup plan in case that happens to us, because these days you never know what'll happen.
Hmm.
We're, inviting people over to our Keybase.
So
So
what's Keybase? Is it another messaging platform?
it is. It's a lot more private and secure because you can actually encrypt your messages, and you can actually set your messages to explode, meaning that it just completely gets wiped. So if you're sharing sensitive information, things like that, like say, for example, you're sending somebody a private key, for example, which you
Yeah.
should never do unless both of you understand what you're doing. You can set that message to explode within, say, 30 seconds or a day or whatever time period. And then that message gets completely wiped. So there's no way of actually recovering or seeing what that message actually was. So there's a lot of cool features that you can do with Keybase that you can't do with Discord, because once you write a message in Discord, it's saved,
Yeah.
So, or like, especially if you're posting images or just memes or whatever, that gets automatically downloaded on your computer once you view it. So it's a lot more safe and secure than Discord can ever be, pretty much. But
Okay.
it's not nearly as many people use it, obviously. So
Sure. And if people want to join the Keybase, how would they find out about it?
they can join via a link. I can provide you a link to put in the description of this video if you want, and this way people can download Keybase and just join the server.
Okay. All right. And is it linked on the website?
I believe it is, yes.
Okay, good. All right. Good. So people can also get it that way as well. Pirate.black. Okay, what else?
The we were having issues with, I think it's KuCoin. I want to say,
Mhm.
is it KuCoin, or there's so many damn exchanges I keep forgetting which one it is. But there's an exchange that we're basically they're prompting a lot of projects to provide more liquidity depth and basically market making to pump up volumes and stuff, which a lot of exchanges do. So that's why when you see a crap ton of volume on certain exchanges that you've never heard of, it's just pure market making. It doesn't actually mean that there's users using it.
Mm.
But a lot of exchanges actually require market making to be done on their exchange for you to stay listed there. So, you know, we've been having some issues with that, but thankfully, after one of the announcements we made about it, asking users to, start trading on those exchanges, we've seemed to have avoided delisting at this current point in time. But, you know, centralized exchanges these days are really, really finicky. So, especially after the whole FTX debacle and all the other debacles that have happened in centralized exchanges over the past year. So, you know, we'll always keep users notified of anything that comes up, and if we're in any potential danger zone of being delisted for any reason, whether it's because they're not listing privacy coins anymore or they want more volume or blah blah blah. So
Right. Okay. And then for people who don't know what market making is, when the exchange does automated buys and sells, and then they want more coins from the project in order to do that, and then it makes it look like there's more activity happening with regards to that coin or token than there actually is, because it's not organic, real people buying and selling. It's just
exactly.
doing it to itself. Okay. All right. What else have we got, Draeth?
And the last thing on my list is the atomic dex.
The atomic dex, Draeth? What's this?
Yeah, the atomic dex is made by Komodo, and it is completely decentralized trading natively from chain to chain.
Yes. No, Draeth, I think you're being a little bit understated, right? So if I could just do this, right? This is amazing. This is decentralization. This is freedom and liberty because it can't be shut down. Fully peer-to-peer anonymous transactions involving pirate chain. Does that represent it, Draeth?
That's about 90% there.
But it is, right? So my understanding of Atomic Dex, and you fill in any gaps, right, is so Atomic Dex is you can download, it works on iOS, works on Android, works on Mac and Windows and Linux, so mobile and desktops. You download the application, and then it does true atomic swaps. So I could, through that platform, exchange my Bitcoin and you would give me ETH. I can go from Bitcoin to ETH or Litecoin to ETH, or I don't know, something like they're capable of doing over 90% of the coins that are listed on CoinMarketCap. And it's got all the ERC20s, and it's got lots of the BPSA coins, and of course KMD and Bitcoin and ETH and Litecoin and the main ones. And there's always and it's peer-to-peer, no sign up required, no KYC, fully peer-to-peer, no escrow service, no man in the middle, no centralized exchange, fully decentralized. But there's a problem with Pirate Chain when doing true atomic swaps. Before we come to the problem with Pirate Chain, anything you want to say about Atomic Dex that I've missed out, Draeth?
No, not that I know.
No. Yeah, it's true. It's not an escrow service like local Bitcoins or something like that, right? So no one, the transaction either goes through for both people or it doesn't go through at all. So what's the problem with Pirate Chain and true atomic swaps?
So, do you want to talk about it? Because it sounded like you wanted to.
I just thought you might know. Okay, so if you and I are going to do a trade between Bitcoin and Litecoin, right? And we say, okay, you're going to send me 20 Litecoin and I'm going to send you 1 Bitcoin because that's the price on the Atomic Dex. And we agree on that price, then the code within Atomic Dex is able to tell, because I think what happens is my Bitcoin gets time locked and your 20 Litecoin get time locked until the transaction goes through for both. So the code, the Atomic Dex code is able to tell, oh, this really is 1 Bitcoin. Oh, this really is 20 Litecoin. Okay, and then it can give the go ahead and off they go. How do you do that with a completely invisible cryptocurrency?
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem, right? It's all Pirate Chain coins are wrapped in an invisibility cloak, every single one, and there's no uncloaking them. There's no option for transparency. So, Draeth, trust me, blood. You send me 1 Bitcoin, and I will send you 1,000 Pirate Chain, for example. And then I only sent you 1 Pirate Chain, and the Atomic Dex can't tell. Right?
It's all done with wizardry with how they set this up, because I don't fully understand exactly how they got it to work, but it works. So,
have you actually done a transaction on it?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, me neither. And because I remember talking to Jason about this when it was in development. Jason's from Komodo, and Komodo Atomic Dex is a project that's part of the Komodo ecosystem. And how it works is it's not a true atomic swap. It's broken up into tiny transactions. So a little bit of Bitcoin and then a little bit of Pirate Chain, and it builds up over time until the whole thing has been sent. Does it make sense? Like if I give you, I don't know, £5 worth of Bitcoin, we do a transaction for £5, £5 worth of Pirate Chain, £5 worth of Bitcoin. Then once that goes through, then we go into the next bit. So the transactions are broken up. That's my understanding of how it was going to be. If they've done something else more miraculous, then, well, it wouldn't surprise me given what Komodo team produce. Okay.
Yeah, they produce really cool stuff for sure.
Yes. Now, how's the pricing worked out? Do you know?
In what way?
For Atomic Dex, how does the pricing for Pirate Chain differ, say, from Trade Ogre or KuCoin?
I mean, it's just like any other exchange. You know, the exchange, basically, the people make up their own prices, obviously. So you can have orders for $10 for Pirate Chain, and buy orders for a penny per Pirate Chain. So basically, what always ends up happening is it follows market pricing, because if there's anything that's skewed in either direction, there's people that arbitrage against that and take advantage of it, and then that normalizes the price over time.
Right.
So usually it stays in line with what the average price across all the exchanges is.
Yes. Okay. Now, one of the risks for Atomic Dex could be is if Apple were to remove the Atomic Dex app from their store, or if Google were to say you can't have it off Android. But there is a workaround around that as well. Something else new about Atomic Dex. Do you want to mention that?
I'm not privy to that, but
You're not privy to that?
no, I'm not privy to that.
Draeth, I shall tell you. Atomic Dex is now available as a browser-based application.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
No, you know, like how a week or so ago, Apple were threatening to remove Twitter from their.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
no, I thought you were talking about a way in which you can install like an APK on your Android phone without going through the Google Play Store. You know what I mean? Because you can actually do that. You can install software on your phone via an APK
okay.
without go through Google Play to actually install the application for you. So
Yes,
that's what I thought. Yeah, the browser based, absolutely.
I don't know if Atomic Dex is available as an APK. She'll have to find that out. If anybody does know, put a comment in the description below if it's available or will be available as an APK. And I may at some point see if I can get one of the Atomic Dex team on and we can talk about this a little bit more. And I may even do a video about Atomic Dex myself, trying it out. I'll do another video about it. Okay. Do you want to tell us about the browser-based application?
Yeah, there's Atomic Dex is usable in the browser with it, so you don't have to go through any of those third-party platforms like Google or Apple or things like that to be able to download and use it. So you can use it completely within just your own browser.
Right, which makes it even more anonymous because people could use it through Tor or LockyNet or and a VPN as well. And then nobody would actually know your ISP when you were going to the Atomic Dex browser platform. And then it's way more portable because it might be in a certain jurisdiction that you can't, I don't know, fly in. Like when I go to Pakistan, I remove everything, all the crypto applications off my phone and my laptop, just in case.
Smart, very, very smart.
Yes, and I'd probably do that next time I go to the US, whenever that will be. Who knows?
I would recommend that too.
Yeah, I think I did the last time I went to the US a few years ago. Everything off. Okay. Anything else about this, Draeth, or actually anything that that you think this represents as well that I haven't covered?
Yeah, that's a huge milestone for us to be on Atomic Dex. I mean, we've been talking about it for years, and at some points, nobody thought it was possible. So being able to be listed on the Atomic Dex is just a massive, massive achievement for not only Pirate but for the Komodo team as well. So it's just amazing to see that with the power of just people putting their minds together to figure out a problem, they come up with a solution.
Yes, and I think it's really, really important and significant given the drive to centralize everything. Centralization, and then the regulation of centralization. They want to regulate more exchanges because of what happened with FTX. But then what that does, it also centralizes power. And I think what Atomic Dex does, and with Pirate Chain on it, it keeps things decentralized. It keeps power distributed. There's nobody taking a cut or a cream, a little bit off the profits or something like that. No regulators saying you can do this, you can't do that. So I think it's really, really great for financial freedom.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Okay, and I would recommend people watching this go check out Pirate Chain if you haven't already, and if you have, go use the Atomic Dex and buy and sell Pirate Chain from the Atomic Dex versus centralized exchanges. Draeth, is there anything else you want to let us know?
Yeah, not your keys, not your coins. So places like the Atomic Dex are the perfect place to actually utilize trading, Pirate Chain, even Polarity as well, because you own your keys there. So decentralized exchanges where you own your own keys and you can't be censored for trading are the places that you need to be trading at. Centralized exchanges are a dying breed. Eventually, they'll be going to pretty much institutional investors only, and the average users will be only using DEXs. That is the future. It's just a matter of time.
Yep, and actually, you made an important point there with Atomic DEX. They don't have my private keys. They don't have my crypto. I still have retained ownership of the crypto until the transaction goes through, and it's not like I'm giving it. There's no counterparty risk like there is with a centralized exchange or a bank. Very important point. Okay,
Exactly.
Draeth, thank you so much. I'll have all the links, all the relevant links in the description below, including to Atomic DEX. Please do go and try it out. And between now and if you hold Pirate Chain or like Pirate Chain or like privacy, give me the ticker symbol for Pirate Chain, which is ARRR. 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 All right, this is Crypto Rich and Crypto Draeth signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.